These pieces of cursed jewelry destroyed the lives of everyone who wore them. The Hope Diamond, they called it the most beautiful diamond in the world, but those who owned it would have traded every sparkle of brilliance for just a little piece, because the Hope Diamond left behind nothing but ruin. The legend begins in the 1600s with Jean-Baptiste Tavernier, a French gem merchant who traveled through India. Tavernier acquired a massive 115-carat blue diamond, which, according to one chilling account, was stolen from the eye of a sacred Hindu statue of the goddess Sita. Now, local priests believed the theft desecrated the temple and the diamond was forever cursed. Tavernier sold the gem to King Louis of France. The king had it cut into a 67-carat masterpiece, renaming it the French Blue. For a time, it glittered at the height of the French wealth and power. Now, but as history would show, the price of that beauty was really bad. Louis's descendants suffered one downfall after another. His great-grandson and also Marie Antoinette famously lost their heads during the French Revolution, and though historians argue that, it was politics that doomed them, many point to the French Blue's curse as sealing their fate. Even other royals weren't spared. Princess de Lamballe, a close friend of Marie Antoinette who had worn the gem at court, was torn apart by a mob in the streets of Paris. The diamond itself vanished during the Revolution, only to resurface decades later, cut down to 45 carats and renamed the Hope Diamond after its next owner, Henry Philip Hope. By then, stories of misfortune swirled around it. Fast forward to the early 20th century, when American heiress Evelyn Walsh McLean purchased it. Now, Evelyn thought the curse was nonsense. She even threw lavish parties where she let guests try on the gem, joking about its supposed powers. But tragedy soon followed her family like a shadow. Her firstborn son was unalived in a car accident at just 9 years old. Her daughter OD'd at 25. Her husband left her for another woman, was later declared insane, and passed away in a sanitarium. Evelyn herself passed away broke, her life unraveled. Now, today, the Hope Diamond rests in the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. It's one of the most visited objects in the world. Millions admire it behind glass, but no one dares to wear it. The Koh-i-Noor Diamond, now translated as Mountain of Light, the gem weighs over 100 carats and has been at the center of wars, assassinations, and betrayals for centuries. The diamond's earliest recorded mention dates back more than 5,000 years in Sanskrit texts. Through its verifiable history begins with the Delhi Sultanate in the 13th century. From there, it became the coveted symbol of absolute power, but one that doomed rulers who possessed it. When Persian warlord Nader Shah invaded India in 1739, he seized the diamond along with immense treasures from Delhi. Now, not long after, he was assassinated by his own troops. The gem then passed through Afghan and Sikh rulers, leaving chaos at every transfer. Now, one Afghan ruler was blinded by his brother, another was overthrown. Sikh ruler Ranjit Singh, who safeguarded it, passed away suddenly, leaving his empire to crumble within years. By the mid-19th century, the British East India Company wrested control, of Punjab. Now, as part of their annexation, they demanded the Koh-i-Noor be handed over. In 1850, the diamond sailed to Britain and was presented to Queen Victoria, but whispers of the curse spread quickly in royal circles. From then on, British kings avoided wearing it. Instead, it was placed in the crowns of queens, where it still actually remains today, most famously set into the crown worn by Queen Elizabeth and the Queen Mother. Now, only women have dared to wear it, while royal men steer clear, wary of the centuries, of curses behind it. Now, but even in modern times, the curse lives on through conflict. To this day, India, Pakistan, Iran, and Afghanistan demand the Koh-i-Noor's return, each claiming it as rightfully theirs. The British refuse, insisting it was obtained legally, but its presence in London is a constant reminder of colonial conquest and suffering. The Black Orlov Diamond. Now, they call it the Eye of Brahma, and according to legend, the Black Orlov Diamond's victims didn't just pass away, they hurled themselves from rooftops to escape its curse. This stone, which is a rare black diamond weighing nearly 68 carats, is said to have been stolen from the eye of a statue of the Hindu god Brahma in Pondicherry, India. Now, like the Hope Diamond, desecration of a sacred relic set the curse in motion. By the 19th century, the stone surfaced in Russia, where it allegedly came into the possession of Princess Nadia Orlov. Now, the diamond brought her no glory. Instead, she plunged to her demise from a high building in Rome. Another Russian princess, Leonila Galistine Beretinsky, if I'm saying that right, is said to have met the same fate. Now, in both both cases, the Black Orlov was blamed. Now, the curse didn't stop there. A jeweler who briefly owned the gem jumped to his demise in New York during the 1930s. Fear of the stone became so great that no one wanted to keep it. Finally, jeweler Charles F. Winson acquired the diamond in the 1940s. Now, to neutralize the curse, he recut the gem into a smaller 67.5 carat stone and mounted it in a brooch surrounded by diamonds. Since then, it has appeared in exhibitions and auctions, but always with the shadow of its past looming. Skeptics, dismiss the unaliving as rumors, but the Black Orlov has never shed its sinister reputation. For those who believe, it's proof that, desecrated objects carry an energy that can't be polished away. The Delhi Purple Sapphire. Now, not every cursed jewel dazzles with brilliance. Some hide their menace in quiet beauty, like the Delhi Purple Sapphire, a gem so feared that its last owner locked it away with a written warning never to touch it. The stone was looted during the Indian Rebellion of 1857 from a temple dedicated to the god Indra in Kanpur. Now, Colonel W. Ferris of the Bengal Cavalry brought it to England, but almost immediately his fortune collapsed. He lost money, friends, and health. When he passed away, his son inherited the stone and suffered the same fate. Now, by the late 1800s, it came into the possession of Edward Heron Allen, which was a British scientist and author. Now, he wrote extensively about the sapphire's supposed curse. He claimed every time he carried it, disaster followed, friends betrayed him, his health declined. He even said it drove one of his acquaintances to unalive himself. Terrified, he sealed the sapphire inside 7 nestled boxes, along with a note warning of its dangers. In that note, he wrote, "This stone is cursed and stained with blood and brings grief and woe to anyone who owns it." Now, in 1943, his daughter actually donated the gem to the Natural History Museum in London. Curators were so unnerved that they actually stored it in a vault, rarely displaying it. Even today, when the sapphire is occasionally shown, it's presented with Heron Allen's warning, making it as much a historical curiosity as a cautionary tale. The Bassano Vase. Now, our final cursed artifact isn't covered in diamonds or gold, but it may be the worst of them all. The Bassano Vase looks simple, a carved silver vessel from 15th century Italy, but its history reads like a horror story. The vase was supposedly crafted as a wedding gift for a young bride near Naples. Now, on her wedding night, she clutched it tightly, but before morning, she was assassinated. Now, some say it was her husband, others whisper it was jealous rivals. Whatever the truth, the vase became an object of doom. For generations, the vase was passed through the bride's family. Each new owner passed away suddenly, often within months of receiving it. Some succumbed to mysterious illnesses, others to violent accidents. By the 1980s, it resurfaced with a chilling note: "Beware, this vase brings doom." Now, collectors dismissed the warnings as superstition, but soon after buying it, one man passed away within months. A second owner met a violent end as well, and a third passed suddenly, prompting his family to rid themselves of the object. Eventually, the Bassano Vase was surrendered to the Italian police, who were said to have buried it in an undisclosed location to keep it from harming anyone else. Unlike other cursed jewels, this one has not been displayed in museums. It has simply vanished, hidden from the world, and perhaps, that is the only way to contain it. I'm your host, Ashley. I'll see you later.